Anyway, this is Operations Officer Windfall. I have to tell you something. The Saints are not marching in today. No. Far be it there be saints marching in today. There are no saints. No saints. Sinners, mostly sinners. Now, me, I trust the sinner over the saint because, well, the saint's sort of pretentious. I mean, pompous. They pontificate on, well, saintly stuff when they more likely devils. Anyway, not real devils. Well, could be demons. Anyway, I know you demonize people. Who says they're people anyway? I can't believe they're people. They're demons, or they're what I call DQSs. Demon onset species, which is a species that once was a humanoid, that is a primate, and became, well, something like a hybrid, a demon monkey. So you have, say you have a brain, all right? Almost anything has a brain. Most things have brains, or something like a central nervous system. Anyway, the brain, functions in a certain fashion, and just, it controls things. And if it's a sentient being, it'll think. It'll think about things. But let's say, for some reason, the brain is frozen out. That is, not allowed to function because there's something came into the organism that supplanted the thinking part of the organism. That is the brain. The brain was pretty much returned into an automatic switch. On, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Lift the leg, put the leg down, lift the arm, put the arm down, clench your arms, clench your cheeks, whatever. Well, that's a kind of a sad species, Once was thinking, and suddenly, well, the species itself became pretty much a vehicle for demons. I know demons. Unfortunately, I had the sad experience of actually creating demons. How? Well, I was at the continuum at the end of time, and I was approached by a species that were advanced, and not as advanced as I was, but still advanced. And they told me I had to have children. And they said it was essential to make sure things worked out as they should. And I believed them because I knew something about their pedigree. That is to say, they were Jacobites. Yes, they were Jews. But they called themselves Vulcans at the time. Now I don't know what they call themselves. I actually met a couple of them recently on this planet. But anyway, so I had the child through the kind offices of, the archivist. I was able to produce a child I called John. J is in Juno, O is in Oblivion, N is in Nephilim. And that's the problem. John was wicked the day he was hatched. She was hatched. He grew very quickly, too quickly. Anyway, and he was mad. He became quite mad. He's still crazy. So he took a vessel that I used to travel through time, and went back. He wanted to go back to 3.2 billion years from, the standard reference point, which is 2001, Common Era. But the archivist forced him to bounce back to 68 million years before Common Reference Point, or was it 65 million years, which is the time of the dinosaurs. And unfortunately, because he had taken his full corpus, that all that he was, when he came into the atmosphere, it was like a great giant series of atomic bombs, hydrogen bombs. And it caused a great disaster, climate change. The dinosaurs died off. mammals, or should I say rats, rodents. Eventually monkeys and humans came to exist. So this was John's great work. To kill off a species that was supposed to rise to preeminence, that is the dinosaurs, and replace them with monkeys, talking monkeys. Anyway, I didn't even know this at the time. I had gone back in time to investigate. Evidently I have a dual nature. Anyway, but the problem is John, once he was back at 65 million years before common standard reference point, he hung around. He went through various orders of transformation, that is to say, he continued to exist in a physical way for a long time. And he started a religion. He masqueraded as a divine creature. He thought he was God because he created humans. And anyway, John, Jesus of Nazareth. Yes, that's what he called himself. Unfortunately, that religion was tainted with John's, unholy, evil, demonic character. But there were signals sent back and forth to the continuum where I was. And unfortunately, I had other children, so I should have stopped at one. I had one mistake. I shouldn't have had 10,000 mistakes. But unfortunately, I kept having children at the insistence of the archivist. And anyway, a portion of these children were drawn to John's message of seeking oblivion, which is the end of everything, the end of existence. This is John's big thing. That's his novel idea. He says if we could just wipe away history, eliminate everything, all of reality, then we'll be happy. That's his madness. That's the basis of the Catholic doctrine. Salvation for them is oblivion. I'm not saying anything bad about Catholics. I mean, they do a lot of charitable work. Like I go to St. James Cathedral on a regular basis and get a free lunch at about 4:50 p.m. Monday through Friday. But unfortunately, because of John's bad behavior, and I would talk about Mary, but I don't want to talk about the Holy Mother because, anyway, Pearl told me not to discuss it. I don't know. Then he decided that he would go further. Recently, because John could not continue to manifest himself in the physical form, he just couldn't keep transforming into. He used a strange set of crypts to revigor himself, to get into a new body. But that failed after a while. He didn't have enough slaves on hand. So now he's non-corporeal, which means he can go anywhere, be anything. Anyway, one day on a metro bus in Seattle, Washington, I think it was last year, he confessed to me, it's right out there in the public domain, that he wanted a bigger church. That's why he started Islam. Anyway, so now he has Christianity and Islam as his works in place, his twin pillars. But anyway, because John is John, because when the Nephilim, that is the ones that followed John's message, and we had to segregate them and push them back to a time where they couldn't do as much damage. We actually put them in small crevices, like bubbles. Not really bubbles, more like tiny caves. But they got out of the caves and they came back to Earth, as was foretold in the ancient scripts, on September 11th, 2001. The Nephilim arrived on planet Earth and took possession of 99% of humanity, which is to say, if you're a human and you're listening to this, there is only a 1% chance that you are human, that you're more than likely a demon-possessed human, or monkey, as I call them, Dairy Queens. DQSs. Unfortunately, I don't like Dairy Queens, and I find them to be very evil. And John, unfortunately, has made a lot of headway with the power structure in the United States in particular. Somehow he talked the CIA into hiring him. I said it was a bad idea, but what am I to say? I'm just an operations officer. They made him a case officer. He's not my case officer. Ed is my case officer. I love Ed. Ed's beautiful. Wonderful creature. But we fight the fight. We try to get rid of the goddamn motherfucking activities that they prop up. They try to blow up things. They try to kill people. Or they kill bodies. They murder people on a routine basis. They promote serial killing, snuff films, child pornography, child rape, rape, homosexual rape. They promote homosexuality. They promote everything that you can think of. Mostly drug use, big on drug use. So here we are. Now I could say this is a tribulation. This is the end of days. I have written quite a bit on that. I think it is. It's not the end of everything, but it's definitely a bad time. It's a dark day at Black Rock. Bad Day at Black Rock, which actually was a cowboy movie. I don't remember who was in it. But anyway, I gotta go. I see a fucking vile bus coming up the fucking road. The time is about 1 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, and today's date is May 21st, 2013. And I'm in Shoreline. I'm not in Seattle. But unfortunately, I will have to go to Seattle. Goodbye. And God bless.